where nearly 16% of global growth is driven by the growth in India. And just try to imagine 1.4 billion Indians. We are today in a situation where nearly 16% of global growth is driven by the growth in India. And just try to imagine 1.4 billion Indians working their way up. In fact, I had the privilege of presenting one budget many years ago, and I had concluded by saying that when 1.4 billion Indians, at that time a smaller number, but when 1.4 billion Indians take one step forward, our country takes 1.4 billion steps forward. And that is the spirit in which the India growth story is powering on. We welcome collaborations, we welcome cooperation, we welcome foreign direct investment, we welcome investments into our stock markets, we encourage Indians to save and also provide capital to the growth story. And currently, if one was to look at different opportunities around the world, I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, the best returns are made in the India growth story. But I do believe the sky is the limit. There's huge potential awaiting all of us. We complement each other. We hardly compete in anything. Sweden and India working as friends, as trusted partners, can transform the Indian economy, Indian growth story, can support the Swedish plans for the future. The India-EU Free Trade Agreement is clearly going to be also a great enabler. And I can assure you my discussions with member states and with the European Commission, particularly Maroš Šefčovič, an absolutely wonderful person and a wonderful but very tough negotiator, are going well, and we do hope to be able to offer to all of you a better pathway, greater opportunities in the future. You spoke about a bit of non-tariff barriers and inconveniences. There are, of course, also a wee bit more of tariffs on the Indian side. A lot of things can be worked upon in a win-win situation where non-tariff barriers and tariff barriers to greater trade, to greater exchange of goods and services, to promoting investments, providing a stable economic condition on both sides, deregulating the huge maze of problems, reducing tensions between the two regions. And just like the family has learned the Indian way of business and become an integral part of the India story, we would like to invite all the distinguished business leaders of Sweden to also come to experience India, to learn about India. And I'm sure that this tested partnership can really grow much beyond the frontiers of what we have achieved so far. Excellencies, Ambassador Yan and Ambassador Anurag, all the distinguished captains of industry, both from Sweden and India, the Indian stock market has grown by about 4.5x in the last 11 years. And as I said earlier in the day today in one of our engagements, the stock market generally doesn't value the past. It's more forward-looking and discounts the future. And today, amongst all the investment opportunities available anywhere in the world, I dare say a market of 1.4 billion aspirational Indians can beat any other opportunity. A growth story of the world's 5th largest economy today, expected to become the 3rd largest 2.5 years from now. A country aspiring to grow from a $4 trillion to a $35 trillion economy in the next 22 years, with a clear vision, a roadmap, how to get there, focusing on inclusive growth, respecting sustainability at the core of our growth story. We are well poised to not only meet the needs of our 1.4 billion people, but we believe we can contribute significantly to the growth story of Europe, to the growth story of Sweden, and work for the shared prosperity of your people as much as